the words. Critics say the message, often played over and over on the radio, is pure sex. Many parents do not want their children to hear it. Good morning, I'm Charlie Rose in Washington. Welcome to the CBS News Night Watch. This morning, a Nightmatch debate on what's becoming known around the country as porno rock. Our resolution: some rock music is becoming increasingly pornographic, offensive, and detrimental to children. The rock industry should clean up its act or face legislative reforms. Arguing in favor of the resolution, writer and mother of 3 children, Candy Stroud.
I have 3 children, and I believe that they should be protected from violent and pornographic rock, and that it is the responsibility of the music industry to reform itself.
Arguing against the resolution, singer, songwriter, one of the more unorthodox performers of rock and roll, and the father of 4 children, Frank Zappa.
Frogwash, I say. Censorship is bad for you, and sex is good for you.
We'll hear more from our debaters in just a few moments, and a little later in the broadcast, we'll give our studio audience a chance to have their say. First, a look at the latest news, and for that...
Explicitness.
It is like going to a porno movie and seeing everything, only it's a porno hearing session, and the kids are hearing everything.
Mary Elizabeth Gore says she was shocked at what she was hearing. Gore is the mother of 4 and the wife of a United States senator. She's joined with other influential women to form the Parents Music Resource Center.
Well, my 11-year-old likes Prince. However, on the album Purple Rain, there is a song called Darling Nikki, which deals with the subject of masturbation, and that is in the lyrics. I did not feel that was appropriate for my then 10-year-old child to have purchased.
Like Gore's group, the National PTA is asking record companies to voluntarily label records, tapes, and cassettes that may be considered obscene. While the parents' groups are calling for voluntary restraint, some in the industry fear encroachment on the First Amendment.
I'm very concerned that we're talking about some form of censorship here, which I absolutely do not believe in.
A recent hit of Sheena Easton's called Sugar Walls about sexual arousal was yanked from several radio stations.
The decision was, well, let's test it and see what happens. We put it on.
Blue is the music director for Z100, one of the top radio stations in the New York City area. His programming philosophy: if it's selling, he'll play it, unless he gets complaints.
We received a number of complaints and letters from parents who felt that the record should not be played. So therefore, we felt it just wasn't worth playing it.
It's me, Freddie Snakeskin, here on KROQ-FM.
K-Rock in Pasadena is known in the trade as a progressive rock station.
We're not out here to sell sex. We're out here to play what our audience likes.
The National Association of Broadcasters has stepped into the controversy.
We're trying to tell the owners and the managers of these various broadcast properties to be sensitive to the music that their program directors and disc jockeys were playing.
If there is to be censorship, then it should be in the home, and that's where it should start, and that's where it should end.
But the kids will tell you the parents can't be everywhere.
I don't think the mother can stop the child from listening to the radio or watching TV.
Hey, why should they, put a limit to what I want to listen to? It's a free country. We can do whatever we want to do.
My parents don't like me listening to the music, but I explain to them that it's like just normal music.
So-called porn rock is expected to be the subject of congressional hearings this fall. Mark McCarthy, CBS News, Washington.
Are rock lyrics too suggestive? And if they are, what should be done about it? Here's our Nightmatch resolution again. Resolved: some rock music is becoming increasingly pornographic, offensive, and detrimental to children. The rock industry should clean up its act or face legislative reforms. Debating in favor of the resolution, Candy Stroud, author and mother of 3. Debating against the resolution is Frank Zappa, a veteran rock singer and songwriter and father of 4. Ms. Stroud, your opening statement.
Charlie, rock music has always had an extremely potent force and impact in the lives of teenagers, but never more so than today. The average teenager today listens to between 4 and 6 hours of rock music a day. That's over 11,000 hours of rock music listened to between the 7th and 12th grades alone. And the listening audience is getting younger all the time. Now elementary school children, preteens, and teenagers as well are looking to rock stars as role models and teachers, imitating their behavior behavior, singing their songs and imitating their fashion. And the lessons that they're learning from these rock stars is that casual sex, masturbation, incest, violent rape are all acceptable, even desirable forms of behavior. Don't let anybody tell you that the music of the 60s and 70s is the same as the music of the 80s. Times have changed, the barriers have fallen. Innuendo has given way to the explicit, graphic, violent, pornographic. In the 50s, Elvis Presley sang, "I want you, I need you, I love you," or "Come along and be my teddy bear." Now, Morris Day and the Times sings, "If the kid can't make you come, nobody can. I want to get you off, baby. What does it take to get you off?" In the 50s, Little Richard sang, "Good golly, Miss Molly, you sure know how to ball." Now Prince sings, "I met a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby masturbating with a magazine." And Sheena Easton sings, "Sugar Walls." The Stones in the 60s sang "Let's Spend the Night Together," which was edited seriously for the Ed Sullivan Show. But today, Wasp, Blackie Lawless, the lead singer of Wasp, can appear on stage wearing a buzzsaw blade between his thighs, and which he uses to attack a woman in a mock rape. And he wears on his bikini underwear a sign which says, "I F blank blank K like a beast." While I abhor censorship, and I believe that banning creativity is wrong, I do think that the time has come for the music industry to exercise its social responsibility and police itself.
Your opening statement, Mr. Zappa.
I do not speak for the music industry, nor would they wish me to. I do not approve of most of what is being manufactured for entertainment, but I do not feel that it is my place or anyone else's place to keep a type of entertainment that people desire from them. I don't know very much about Candy Stroud or her cause. I find it fascinating. I find that I've just read this little reprint of her Newsweek thing just before I came over here, and I feel sorry for her that anybody could respond that way to matters pertaining to sex. And I don't really have a statement to make about this because I need to know more about what it is you're really trying to say, because it's not very clear. You've quoted from songs, but you don't say exactly what it is about these quotations that are so offensive to you. I need to ask you some questions in order to proceed.
Let me jump in if you'd like, Frank, and give her a chance, minute and a half to make that point or less, and then another time for you to respond after she clarifies.
Good.
Go ahead, Candy.
Well, to answer your question, Frank, I think that sex is healthy, but it's not an animal act. And that the message that rock stars are singing today is that love equals sex and sex equals love, that love is purely recreational, it's a thing that is fun, there are no commitments, no responsibilities, and no consequences. As Tina Turner sings, "What's love got to do with it? Love is only a second-hand emotion." That is a message that is being preached over and over again to teenagers at a time when they're forming their value systems and their morals. It's not just the mainstream rock music, but it's rock music that is in the heavy metal industry, for example, where you have songs that deal with forcing a woman to have oral sex at gunpoint, as in Judas Priest on the album Defenders of the Faith, "Eat Me Alive," in which he sings, "Sounds like an animal, panting to the beat, groan in the pleasure zone, gasping from the heat, gut-wrenching frenzy that deranges every joint. I'm going to force you at gunpoint to eat me alive." This kind of music that is being played over and over again for teenagers and is being purchased values and characters.
Okay, I can see why some of this stuff rubs you the wrong way, because you have a problem with sex. The lyrics that you're talking about contain some words that seem to trigger this peculiar response. Could we narrow those down and talk about those words? Because you're talking here about rating different types of bad rock music, completely ignoring what goes on in country and western, which also has sexual lyrics. You're picking on rock.